Good evening, everybody. Karibu sana. Welcome to the UKG podcast. My name is Simon, aka Simoninski, aka UKG. I have a lot of names. So I went live a bit early on TikTok because TikTok has a weird way of sending notifications that someone is live. But now we are live across all platforms. So once again, Karibu, this is the UKG podcast. And major breaking news as I was preparing for the live to talk about Tielemans and the medical being done and the contract being signed. United announced that they've completed the signing. They've posted the news online, and we are going to talk about that. So, breaking news: United announced Tielemans signing. That this has just been announced like 35 minutes ago at 8:25 p.m. Kenyan time. If you subtract 35 minutes from where you are, you can know what time it was announced. But it's done. It's a done deal. Two signings announced today. Karl Darlow, free transfer from Leeds. And it's a weird transfer because Leeds are known to be Manchester United rivals, but he's a good addition to the squad. A goalkeeper in his prime. You know, goalkeepers are at their prime in their 30s. He's a good addition to the squad. We're going to talk about that. But the major breaking news, guys, the major breaking news is Tielemans has been confirmed by United. And let's go through the news. So Manchester United announced Tielemans. Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Youri Tielemans has joined the club subject to registration. And that's a nice photo. That's a very nice photo. So you can go to manunited.com. You read the news, you see the photos there. They are nice photos, man. He looks good in Man United red. He looks really good. So the midfielder has signed a contract until June 2031. Tielemans, who has been capped 90 times by Belgium, has just returned from the FIFA World Cup, where he captained his country to the quarterfinals of the competition. Look at that, guys. This is someone who wants to play for Man United. The guy just recently got knocked out of the World Cup. He was in the States. He flew all the way to come and complete his signings. There is no waiting. He didn't say, oh, let me just have a week's rest, 2 weeks rest, 2 weeks holiday. No. He's ready to go, and that excites me. He's eager to play for United. He doesn't want to waste time with holidays and all that. Let me just sign that damn contract and then I can go for the holiday later. I wouldn't actually be shocked if he's told by the club, hey, you can't start preseason with us. Remember, United started preseason training last week on Thursday. The friendly is coming in the next few days, the first friendly. So I wouldn't be shocked if Karl and the coaching staff tell him, hey, come on, we need you fresh for the new season. So take 2 weeks off. But first he said, let me sign the contract. That's a very good sign that the player actually wants to sign for United, wants to play for United, that is. So last season, he registered 7 assists for Aston Villa. Remember that Aston Villa won the Europa League. He scored the opening goal in the final against Freiburg. Amongst the attackers and midfielders, Tielemans broke the most defensive lines per 100 passes in the Premier League. I like how United are digging for stats. Yesterday, we read about Santos and him being one of the top players in terms of line-breaking passes, progressive passes for players under the age of 22. Now, United have thrown in a stat there just to sweeten the announcement, Tielemans broke the most defensive lines per 100 passes in the Premier League, as well as making the second most line-breaking passes under pressure. Look at that. Just sprinkle some stats in the announcement to make it interesting. Back in the day, the announcements were like, United have signed so-and-so. He signed a 5-year deal. He will wear this shirt or not. And that's it. But they have to sprinkle stats. So this is what Tielemans said. It's hard to describe just how proud I am to join Manchester United. Signing for such a special club feels incredible. It is the culmination of years of dedication since I first fell in love with football. Remember, Tielemans was to sign for United a while back, but it didn't happen. Twice it didn't happen. But now, third time lucky, it has happened. So he added on and said, I have had the privilege of experiencing success in the game, and it has only increased my determination to achieve more. The ambition from everyone at the club is extremely clear. We are all determined to push the biggest trophies over the coming years. That's Tielemans. As I said, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to sign for United. He couldn't wait. Simply couldn't wait. World Cup done. I'm out. Yes. United want me. Ooh, quickly. Remember this deal was announced on yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. The deal was announced that United have triggered the release clause. It was yesterday morning. Yeah. And now the deal is done. So Wilcox, this is what Wilcox said. Youri has consistently been one of the most outstanding midfielders in the PL throughout the past 7 years. Listen to that, 7 years experience in the Premier League. He has all the technical qualities as well as the ambition and mentality to thrive at United. Youri's consistency is exceptional, and he will add further composure, creativity, and leadership to our squad. We are delighted to welcome a player of his influence and experience both on the pitch and within the dressing room as we continue to build a team ready to challenge for the biggest honors. So Tielemans confirmed. Those are the quotes. That's the official announcement. It's on manunited.com. So you can go there, or you can go to the official social media pages, click on the link to read the article. So Tielemans has been announced, the deal is done, and INEOS are moving mad. 3 signings within 3 days. Or 2 days, sorry. So let me hear your thoughts about this. Yeah, Kiongozi, big up. You're saying yesterday. Yeah, look at that. 3 signings announced in a matter of 48 hours. Tielemans signed within 24 hours. I like how INEOS are moving. No need to waste time. Oh, we are going to take 5 weeks negotiating for the fee. No, if you're not selling him to us, fine, we'll move on. Okay, fine. If the player doesn't want to join us, we move on. No point in mucking about, and I love that. So I'm enjoying what's going on here, guys. I don't know whether you guys are loving this from United. It's a strategy that I'm enjoying. First, they are going for Premier League proven players. So the other bit of news as we digest that is Darlow has been confirmed as well. So Darlow was confirmed earlier on this afternoon, that is 7 hours ago. And Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Karl Darlow has joined the club. This is the official statement from Man United, subject to registration. The Wales International has signed a contract until June 2028. So he's been given a two-year contract with the option to extend for a further year. So it's a 2 + 1 year contract. He's 35. He has played 279 games, 74 of which have been in the Premier League. So that's also Premier League experience. And you remember how Karl Darlow made a lot of saves when United played Leeds last season. So he's a top keeper. He's a good keeper. And he's one that's going to provide experience, competition to Tielemans, as well as give him some rest in some games. United will be in 4 competitions next season. So we can't expect Tielemans to play all games. He can't play in the Carabao Cup, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup. No, he needs rest. He needs to be rested in some of those games. And looking at the second choice goalkeeper, Alte Bandia, will you trust him? I wouldn't for a single moment. I wouldn't trust Bayandia. So, for example, in the Carabao Cup, which usually starts very early on in the season, play Karl Darlow, rest Tielemans. Let Karl Darlow play those small teams in the Carabao Cup. Give Tielemans that competition, that experience. Tielemans is young. Darlow is experienced. And the funny thing is, now we have 2 Darlows. We have a Darlot and a Darlow in the club. So, guys, when you're mentioning Darlow, you'd rather now give us the full name. Otherwise, we'll confuse which Darlow we are speaking about. So, the goalkeeper, Give the full name, Karl Darlow. For Darlow, just give Darlow. Speaking of which, what's Darlow's first name? Can any one of you tell me Darlow's first name without Googling? Any one of you tell me Darlow's first name without Googling? You know, some of the players we mentioned their last name or first name, and we don't know their full name. So not Darlow, not Karl Darlow, Dalot, the right back, the right back. What's his first name? Or what's his other name? Diogo. Well done, Real Cunha. You know, some of these players we mentioned one name to a point where we forget the other name. But that's good. Now, this is what Karl Darlow said. Karl Darlow said, I'm extremely proud to sign for Manchester United. I'm joining an excellent group of goalkeepers, and I'm really looking forward to all pushing each other to ensure that we maintain the highest standards which this club demands. This is a really special opportunity. Everyone can see what an exciting time it is for the club, and I cannot wait to play my part in supporting my teammates and helping to drive the group forward. That is what Karl Darlow said. And remember, United have also added the homegrown pool to the club. In UEFA competitions, the homegrown regulation is very, very important and strict. And with Karl Darlow in, then the homegrown stuff is there. So Jason Wilcox, the DOF, said Karl has proven his ability to perform at the highest level. His work ethic and determined personality make him a really strong addition to our squad. We are delighted to add a player of his quality and experience to our excellent goalkeeping group. So those are the two statements by Manchester United, and it is amazing that United have actually done these three deals quickly. I'm loving how INEOS are moving, and what I'm also enjoying is seeing fans ranting, because United fans, let me say this, as United fans, we've been very spoiled over the last couple of years. The last 13 years, we've been very, very spoiled, getting big money names, big money moves, huge salary moves, but most of them haven't worked out. And I keep mentioning, other than Cunha Mbumo, let's make that an exception because INEOS made them. But looking at the previous regime, other than Bruno Fernandes, I can't say the other signings have actually been to the level of Bruno. Of course, the likes of Zlatan came to the club, helped the club win the Europa League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But when you look at the big money moves, you know, Zlatan came to the club on a free. But you look at the big money moves, they haven't really worked out. You look at Sancho, you look at Sanchez, you look at Anthony, you look at Varane, you look at Di Maria. So strategy has to change. And instead of United rebuilding the squad that was left by Ferguson with smart buys, smart moves, they decided to go for marketable players. So how United are rebuilding the squad is a massive strategy that I'm enjoying. And I believe I mentioned that. I actually mentioned a rebuild needs to be smart by going for players who can work for you and are affordable. I gave you guys the examples of Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. I will actually do a video. I hope my boss is not listening to this. I'll take some time off work tomorrow to actually do a video of this. I have the notes on it. If you look at how Liverpool built their squad under Jurgen Klopp, he was going for 25 million players, 35, 40, 15. He raided Swansea. He raided Southampton. Of course, Van Dijk was an expensive acquisition. But you look at how Klopp, over the years, since he signed for Liverpool, how he was rebuilding the squad. He started with affordable players that can actually work for the squad. And then eventually now Liverpool started buying the big names. Look at Man City as well. They started buying affordable players that are not very expensive. You remember Aguero, you remember Silva. Those were young, exciting players. And then they also started buying experienced players like Yaya Toure. So they started having that mix of young, exciting players who were affordable at that time. And then they also went for players that are experienced. So a mix of big money moves as well as young players, young, exciting players. They got successful to a point where they could afford to spend £100 million on a Jack Grealish. It doesn't work out, they sell. They buy goalkeepers, they buy defenders, don't work out, they sell. Why? Because they had to build the squad. They had the core of the squad sorted out. Remember De Bruyne. So this aspect of United fans, number one, always thinking about the squad in terms of the first team, needs to change. Let me correct that. Number one, United fans thinking about signings in terms of first team, first 11, let me say first 11, needs to change. United need a strong squad. As much as they want or need a starting 11 that is very strong, they also need to have a strong squad. Look at Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal. They have strong squads. United don't. Number two, United fans need to acknowledge that we are watching from outside the window. We are hearing reports. We are just outside the room. Yes, myself as a content creator, as a United fan, I can give my opinion. I can say I don't like so and so. But the guys who are in that room, in that boardroom, in that recruitment department, in that sporting department, scouting department, know what they are doing. They are being paid millions of pounds yearly to do their job. So as a fan, I can come out and say, Tielemans is old. Why are we buying at 29 years old? That's just my opinion based on the small data I have. Sorry. The missus is also in another meeting, so I have to close the door. So back to Tielemans. So fans can say, oh, INEOS, they are buying players that are not at United standards. They are buying players that are third choice, fifth choice, 17th choice. We missed out on Fernandes. We missed out on Tonali. But at the same time, they can't just say, oh, we missed out on Tonali. We missed out on Fernandes, 85 million. Who's the next 85 million we need to find? Why? Because the fans expect us to spend 85 million on one player? No. INEOS don't give an F about what we think as fans. And all of us complaining about these signings, when it starts working out, we'll start feeling dumb. We'll hit humble pie. And that's a fact. I made a video. I clipped a video I made from a live, and I said, even when you go back to Sir Alex Ferguson days, he used to sign big names along with names that are not known. Chicharito. No one knew about Chicharito before he signed for United because guys didn't even know whether he was playing in Mexico or Uruguay or wherever. United signed Chicharito. Look at how Chicharito ended up being. You remember that Aston Villa game where he came on as a sub, scored a hat-trick comeback. Babatov was there, big name from Tottenham, but Chicharito was also doing the job. So you look at Sir Alex Ferguson himself, he also used to sign players of that age, 29, 30. You remember Robin Van Persie, the last signing Ferguson did at the age of 29. Teddy Sheringham signed in his 30s. Edwin van der Sar signed at 35. And these are United's legends. These are United legends. So what gets my head in, what gets me frustrated with United fans is this sort of arguments that don't hold water. So when you say something like Tielemans' age, then you must have started watching United recently, as recent as June. Because United have been signing aging players. Some of them have worked out, some of them haven't. Similar to signing young players. Sancho was one of the most exciting wingers. It didn't work out. And I keep saying every signing is not a guaranteed hit, as every signing is a gamble. City signing Elliot Anderson for 116 million. It's not a guaranteed hit. He can flop. They signed Jack Grealish for 100 million, a British record, 100 million. What did he do? Flopped. United have signed players for a lot of money, flopped. We've tried that. We've seen that. It's not working. So why keep on doing the same thing? That's insanity. So go for players with the right profile. So unless you can't convince me that you don't know United's history if you are complaining about a player's age, what I would be complaining about if Tielemans was, let's say, 35, 36, that one I would absolutely complain and say, unless you're giving him a 1-year contract just for transition, that's fine. But look at the players United. You can actually just go in to Gemini, to Google, ask, list players 29 plus signed by United, and it will give you the top. I've given you 3 names: Edwin van der Sar, Teddy Sheringham, and Van Persie. Then there is this argument about, Youri Tielemans is injury prone. Yes, he's injury prone. So was Van Persie. But when Tchouaméni was linked to United, I didn't see this clamor for injury record. When Tchouaméni was linked to United, guys were excited. Why? As I said, and I said I'll mention this to the guys on TikTok. I said I'll mention this on the live, and the opportunity has come. I said, if Youri Tielemans was in a team like Bayern, in a team like Real Madrid, Barcelona, the top teams in Europe, guys will be, I almost used a bad word, guys will be very excited about this signing. But because he's from Aston Villa, they'll start looking at the age and injury record. Tchouaméni was linked to United. Guys didn't bother to go for injury records and age. They were going for highlights. They were saying Tchouaméni is a World Cup winner. They were going for stats and highlights. But look at Tchouaméni's injury record. So if you're going to use the stick of age and injury record on Tielemans, let's use it across board. Okay, age does not apply here. Okay, let's look at the injury record. Yesterday or the day before, the stick that was used to hit Santos, actually it was yesterday, the stick that was used to hit Santos was, he's a bench player for Chelsea, he doesn't play for Chelsea. Then what happens? You check online 43 times last season. So my point here, at the end of the day, we can give our opinions, we can have our say, but as United fans, we have to accept that every signing is not a starting 11 signing. It's about building a competitive squad, a big squad that can actually compete in all competitions. Manchester United is not a team for survival. It's not a team to survive. Oh, top 4, just get to the semis of this competition here. No, United should be competing for all trophies, regardless of whether the player was a bench player, an academy player, a 29-year-old. It doesn't matter. United need to have a big squad. United, we've always been having a big squad. You go back to the Sir Alex Ferguson days, he used to have certain players for certain competitions. For example, Jisun Park will sit on the bench most of the games. But when it comes to certain competitions like the Champions League and big games, let's say the Cup semi-finals, finals, and big games like Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, he would play. And sometimes I wonder, what if social media was a big thing back in Sir Alex Ferguson days, with this sort of toxicity that's around the fan base? It would have been hectic. it will have been a headache, you know. So yes, you might have doubts. Yes, you might have concerns, but just give your opinion and that's it. Just say, I'm concerned about his age. But now, when you're going and saying, I don't know what INEOS are doing, I don't know what they are thinking, I might look like I'm supporting them. I don't like INEOS whatsoever, but let's give credit where it's due. They are building a squad that will compete in all competitions. I don't want United to be in a situation where, like last season, we start debating. It's like throwing dice. Casemiro is red carded. Now, who do we play in midfield? Mount. Will Mount survive even 30 minutes in that game? Okay, if Mount is injured, who can play in midfield? No, I don't want that. To a point where United fans were saying Lisandro can play in midfield. Imagine that. Imagine you're saying Lisandro to play in midfield because now we don't have options. So at the end of the day, as United fans, let's just accept it's about building a strong squad. And some of these players, for example, Tielemans, we're not sure whether he will even be in the starting 11. But the fact that he's there as an option, last season I kept saying, even opponents are looking at the bench. Now they are saying, what will these guys do? These guys don't even have a bench. I want United to be a team like City or Arsenal. The opponents look at the bench, they're like, oh my God, Tielemans is coming on. Oh, shoot. We thought we had this game, but man, Tielemans is coming on. As you look at the United squad the way it was, you're looking at the bench, you are seeing youngsters, their academy players, and then the team is like, United will not do anything in this game. But you look at the City squad, you look at them, you're like, who? Ryan Chaki is on the bench. Phil Foden is on the bench. Nico Gonzalez is on the bench. Are we really going to win this game? So that's the sort of situation I want. So let's assume United sign Manukone. Let's just assume United go out there, sign Manukone. So you have Manukone, you have Kobe Mainu, and then you have Bruno in the starting lineup. And then the opponents look at the bench, they see Santos, Tielemans, they're like, these guys are going to come in and completely change this game. They look at the bench, they see Ahmad, they see Dogu, they see Santos, they see Tielemans, they see another, let's say we buy Somerville. They look at the bench, they're like, yeah, United are going to bring on Tielemans, Santos, and Somerville. We have to park the bus. There is absolutely no way we are winning this game. But anyway, it is what it is. The fact remains, if you're going to use the stick of injury prone, use the same stick across board. Also, Chouameni has a very long injury record. He has a very long injury record. If you're going to say age, then what about the likes of Van Persie, Edwin van der Sar, and Teddy Sheringham? That's my question. That's my question to you guys. So today's live will be quick because there is a huge World Cup game coming on. So I want to complete this in 1 hour. So let me read some of the comments. This major breaking news. Let's see. Big up to everyone who's joined, everyone who's listening. Babyface and Davido, thanks for that. Diogo, yeah. As I was saying, sometimes we mention the player's name, one name, and we forget the other names. So Isaac Mushanti, you're saying, finally I'm back after undergoing a setback. Yeah, it's good to have you back. Sorry, it's good to have you back. And life is like that. Life has ups and downs. That's what makes life beautiful. Like us arguing about whether Tielemans is old enough or too old to play for United. So Isaac, I hope everything is okay now. I hope that things are good now. Isaac, you're also saying, what I know, Youri is better than Ugarte. Yeah, those are two different profiles. Those are two very, very two different profiles. Um, of course, on if we are going for just a layman's view or a general view, we can say yes, Youri is better. If you're looking, for example, at an all-rounded player, Youri is better than Ugarte. But now, when it comes to out and out ball winning, Ugarte is better than Youri. So it depends on which angle you're looking at. INEOS have recruited technical ballers in our midfield. That's true. That's true. Darlow is our number one due to experience. Jamal, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Darlow will dislodge Lamens. It will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see that competition between Lamens and Darlow. That is Karl Darlow. Let me say Darlow, not Darlow. Darlow is Diogo Darlow. This is Darlow. So as I said, confusion. I think Lamens might be benched in the coming season. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Lamens will warm the bench. Lamens is United's number one. And if you look at all briefings by the media, is Lamens will still have the starting spot. And then Caldalo will be more or less the second choice keeper. So I don't think Lamens will on the bench. He's too good to on the bench. And of course, if you start benching him, you lose the player. His confidence will dip, and he won't perform. He won't perform when you need him to. So, what I would expect is United to start playing Caldalo in those odd cup games like Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and then Lamens will be playing Premier League and Champions League. I also expect Caldalo to rest Lamens in those midweek matches, because having 4 competitions, it means that Manchester United will probably be playing on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Now, one thing I want to see, I want to analyze those fixtures, is United last season had a lot of games on a Monday simply because they were not playing in other competitions. The changes were made after, especially United were knocked out of the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. So what happens this season? Because United are one of the most watched teams in the world. So I hope we don't get to see any more Friday night or Monday night fixtures. Those fixtures are quite annoying. They are quite annoying. So Isaac, I don't see Lamens being benched. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Caldalo is there. We will play the odd Carabao and FA Cup games. And if United were still in the Carabao and FA Cup, I'm sure Altebandia will be the one holding fort. Yeah. Nicholas, big up, Nicholas. You're saying we can't even have a discussion about Lamens having the bench. He's not number one. So Nicholas has ended that debate. Nicholas has said there is no point of discussing that. We are not even having a discussion about Lamens. Nicholas, I agree. Let me read other comments. So who's the next signings we are getting now? The transfer deal sheet. I told you guys to go sign up for the Athletic. It's free to sign up. You'll be able to read some of the articles. If you can pay, it's affordable to some. I believe it's $12 a year. That's $1 per month. So let me read the deal sheet here. So what happened this week? Manchester United have signed Youri Tielemans, Andre Santos, and Karl Darlow. But the deal for Ederson was a bust, fell through. But United may seek to revisit their interest in a 27-year-old, but do not plan to pursue the deal further at the previously agreed price and structure. So Youri Tielemans was signed as an option for Ederson. So when the Ederson deal did not go through, United pivoted Tielemans, and that's why the deal was done quite quickly. If you look at the amounts, they are almost similar, because Ederson deal was 38 million, the Youri Tielemans deal was 35. The plan for United has always been get one cheap midfielder, the region of 30 million pounds there. Get another one in the region of 40, 50, and then go for a midfielder that will cost upwards 80, because they have around 150, 170 million pounds to spend on midfielders. So to answer your question, Victor, the next signing for United as a priority is a midfielder. There are already reports stating that United will continue with their pursuit of a midfielder. And as I said, I like how INEOS are moving, because they're keeping their cards close to their chests. They're just whispering to journalists. When journalists ask, what's the plan? They're just telling them, we want to sign 3 midfielders. We've done 2, we look for 1 more. When they ask for which ones, they're told no. No, we can't tell you. You look at the Ederson deal, how it fell through. Fabrizio was getting reports from Italy, from his connections with Italy. United were not giving anything away. That's why we saw conflicting reports that the Ederson deal is still on from the English media, and then the Italian media are saying the deal is off. The Brazilian media are saying the deal is off. Why? Because the Italian and Brazilian media have direct links to the player and the player representatives at the club. But the English media don't have that so much. So what we know, and I love what's going on, is what we know is INEOS still want to sign a midfielder. They still want to sign a left winger. They still want to sign a striker. So United seems to be stocking up on midfielders. Was that needed? So this is what was written in the deal sheet today. Very much so. Following the departure of Casemiro as a free agent and Manuel Ugarte's serious knee injury, Kobe Mainu would have been their only senior and recognized central midfielder heading into the new campaign. So United need to stock up on midfielders. Now, there are some players from the academy who also want to know what their futures look like. For example, Toby Collier is set to sit down with the club and understand his future. He's part of Carrick's preseason plans. He will play in the preseason. So he wants to see how United move in terms of signing midfielders. And then he asks the question, what are the plans for me? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I go out on loan? Remember, we also have the likes of Orozco, who will be signing for United in the next few days. Once he turns 18, the deal can be signed based on UK regulations. We have other players like Kone, who will also be going out on loan. So United are stocking up on midfielders. Now, where did that join my fan club come from anyway? Reinforcements are necessary regardless. However, given Bruno Fernandes' redeployment as a number 10 under Carrick, United did not even replace Christian Eriksen following his departure. So we know that right now United also have only one recognized number 10. But what I love about the Santos and Tielemans, especially the Tielemans signing, is Tielemans can play as a 10, as well as Cunha can play as a 10. But the only recognized number 10 we have is Bruno. Cunha likes playing mostly as a left-sided midfielder. So what positions are United looking at? They are looking at signing as many as 3 midfielders this summer, leaving space for further addition even after the arrivals of Santos and Tielemans. Tchouaméni was considered as a target, and United were prepared to move if they received indications from Real Madrid that a deal will be possible. But the 26-year-old signed a new contract until 2031 last week, bringing the speculations over his future to an end. So players like Alex Scott, Felix Mecha, Carlos Baleba, Sander Berge are among names that United have considered while surveying the market. So Victor and everyone else who's asking, the priority is still sorting out the midfield. United want 3 midfielders. So the names like Alex Scott, Felix Mecha, Carlos Baleba, Sander Berge are among the names that United are looking at. However, United may also seek to strengthen the left-hand side of the attack, with Crescencio Somerville a leading target. So already we know that United have held exploratory talks with West Ham, and the deal can be done. We also know that Tottenham are pushing to sign the player, and there are some links also with Arsenal and other teams. So let's see. Probably Somerville will say no. I'll wait for United, just like Cunha and Mbumo did, as well as Sheshko. So as much as we have out incomings, there will also be outgoings. Amongst them is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is expected to return for pre-season after England's involvement with the World Cup. The 28-year-old is set to be reintegrated into the first team training after Barcelona decided against taking up the 25.6 million buy option. With Darlow set to join, of course he's joined. This was posted in the morning before Karl Darlow joined. Alte Bande is expected to leave in search of first team opportunities. Radek Vitek, one of the most exciting young goalkeepers we have, is expected to depart either on loan or permanently because he's seeking more first team opportunities. So that's it. So we know also that Manchester United have received around 12 million pounds, or will receive around 12 million pounds from the Mason Greenwood transfer, and that's an amount that will aid United in terms of getting the players. So, Victor, I hope I've answered your question. So, Lamens made a blunder in the World Cup. So did Courtois. Courtois also made the blunder. Why are we focusing on Lamens? Courtois did the same blunder that Lamens did. Otherwise, how did Belgium concede the first goal? Courtois made the same blunder. I thought Diallo can be a number 10. No, Diallo can't. He needs, if he's to be a 10, he needs to improve. If if Amad Diallo was to be a number 10 for United, he needs to improve. The number 10 role is not one for dribbling so much. Ahmad is a good dribbler. He's a good ball carrier. Yes, he has the vision, he has the crosses, he has the passes, but playing as a 10, you need to coordinate that midfield and attack. And it's one of the few specialist roles that still remains in football. Ahmad plays well as a winger. So let me read some of the comments. As I said, today we are going to end the stream a bit early because there's a huge game coming at 10. Let's see. What about Real Cunha? You're asking what about a backup striker? Yeah, it's part of what United are looking for, but that has to be done like in the latter stages of the window, in the closing stages. United want to prioritize the midfield. Remember last year they focused on attack. Right now United have enough up front. We know that Cunha can play as a second striker. Mbumo can play as a second striker. We still have Joshua Zirkzee there. Chido Obi is still available. So that's why United don't see the second striker position as a real priority. Oh, Ranks, thanks for the gift. I think that's why there was something on TikTok. There was something here. Thanks for the gift, man. Thanks. God bless you. So, yeah, for the backup striker, United have enough to survive a season. But if United were to go for a striker, they need to first prioritize the midfield. They've already done 2 deals. So we are expecting a marquee signing in that midfield. So that's it. Isaac Mushanti, you're laughing. Why are you laughing? Ranks, you're saying, hey, Simon, big up, Ranks. First of all, for the gift and for the salams. So good to see you. Say hi to my friend Frost. Frost. Hey. Frost is asleep. He's asleep down here. So I'll tell him hi when he wakes up. I'm sure when he hears the sufurias and the plates while I'm taking dinner, he'll wake up. Yeah, I'll say hi to him. and bigger pranks. Kimani Kinene, you are saying nasikia Manchester United imecontact Manukone camp. So to translate, basically Kimani is saying he's heard that Manchester United have contacted the Manukone camp. Yes, they did. That was reported, I believe, over the weekend. What United are doing is smart. Manchester United are exploring first. They go to the club, they go to the player, they ask the club, okay, if we were, let's say they go to Roma, if we were to buy Kone, how much will it be? Roma say 48 million is enough, 50 million is enough. Okay. Can we ask the player if he will be interested? Of course, they can't ask directly because that will be tapping. They send intermediaries to the agent. The intermediaries go to the agent and ask, if United were to come for the player, if United were to come for your player, would he be interested? The agent says, oh, let me ask. Toot, 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 toot. He takes the phone. Toot, toot, toot. Hey, United need you, want you. Will you be interested? Manchester United? I don't think so. Let me wait for Real. Okay, the agent tells United, he would be interested if the money was right. Or the player says, hey, Manchester United, no, I can't wait. Get the deal done. And then the deal is done quickly. Case in point, Tielemans. Tielemans was literally at the World Cup last week. Was in the US last week. The money was paid yesterday morning, and today he was at Carrington signing deals. So that's United being smart. I love that tactic, to be honest. I love that tactic. So all is to say is, yes, United are talking to all these clubs, all these agents, asking for the possibility, asking for whether the player will be interested. United have learned from their mistakes. They are now moving much better, much smarter. We don't want to have another situation where you are chasing a player for 8 weeks, the entire window ends, you haven't signed even a replacement. By the time you're thinking about going for the second choice, the window is coming to a close, the fee goes higher, So you remember De Jong? What happened? United chased him until now. They couldn't sign anyone. They had to go for Casemiro. So they ended up paying premium for Casemiro. So that's what Kimani. That's what United are doing. They are being very, very smart. If the club is not interested, if the player is not interested, see ya. Yeah. So Mash Eric, tomorrow is when you guys can come on and have a say. So Mash, thanks for the invite. Thanks for the invite. So one of the changes I'm making, we used to have our midweek debates on Wednesday. So we are going to go on with it, but now there is a change. You guys will have an opportunity to come on the show and have a debate. I prefer we do the guests invite on TikTok. So guys on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, I'll see how to sort you out. It's either you go to TikTok, you join from there, because I realized if I post the link, guys are the link to StreamYard, guys are struggling to join. So I'll see how to share the discussion from TikTok to the other platforms. So every Wednesday, starting this Wednesday, we'll be having the midweek debate where you guys come on. We just chat about United. Of course, all emotion, all hype, and all that. So Ranks, you're asking, you also hear Louis Hall rumors and Felix Mencha from Dortmund. Could you verify? Now, yes, United are interested in Louis Hall. They are extremely interested. However, I want to put a bit of a disclaimer when it comes to these rumors and reports. You have to understand that Manchester United is a big club and will be used to get players either an improved contract or a better move. most of the time when you see, especially when you see Real Madrid players linked with United, just know they are looking for a better deal. It has happened time and time again with Real Madrid players. There are rumors that they will sign for United, they end up getting a better deal. And it happened recently with Tielemans. Yes, United were interested. Yes, United rated him highly. But United never placed a bid. Never. If you read the reports, if you are keen to read those reports, those Tielemans reports, Manchester United inquired about the player and were willing to do a deal if Real Madrid were willing to sell him. From the Real Madrid camp, they were saying, if a club comes with an offer, a good offer, they would consider selling him. So Real Madrid were not going to sell Tielemans that easily. They wanted to sell Camavinga and keep Tielemans. So the Lewis Hall rumors, you need to understand, you need to acknowledge that some of it is also agent driven because the player is not happy at the club. Newcastle is crumbling. Players are being snatched away from them. That is their current team. The transfers, they are going for players. Players don't want to sign for them. Look at Manzambi. Newcastle had almost signed him. Then, boom, Aston Villa come on and sign him. So, Lewis Hall is looking to move away from the club. Similar to Bruno G. Players want to leave. The club is a mess. The players don't want to play for the manager. They are not in the Champions League. So when you see these Lewis Hall rumors, yes, United are interested. They are very, very interested. But Newcastle want to keep the player. Yes, the player is not playing so much. And the agent also wants to seek a move for the player. So I hope ranks have answered that. Fellaini, is it the real Fellaini or another one? I see a striker will arrive and a left back. I mentioned earlier that these deals will be done once United sort out the midfield. So once the midfield has been sorted out, Manchester United will move quickly. As we've seen, deals being done within 3 days, 24 hours, 48 hours. So I want to see, Tielemans has been given the number 18 shirt. So a quick quiz for you guys as we, actually I would have changed this to be just chatting. I just changed just chatting. Still have around 5 minutes to go. So Tielemans has been given the number 18 shirt. So who was wearing that shirt before? Guys, come on. Quick quiz. Don't Google. Don't Google. Who was wearing the number 18 shirt before? Let me see whether you guys actually know United. Promise not to Google. Casemiro. Before Casemiro, who used to have it? Before Casemiro, who used to have the number 18 shirt? Varane. Okay. Ranks, I see you are very quick in Googling. Anyway, I trust you. Now, there are no reports about Manu Kone other than United have inquired. Unfortunately, since the player is in the World Cup in a very, very crucial stage in the semi-final, I don't expect much news on that front, on that end. I wouldn't expect a lot of Manu Kone news until the World Cup is done. So, yeah, Ashley Young. Thanks, Ngeno. I see you guys know United's history. Before Young, in fact, one of the hardest ones I would have asked you. One of the hardest ones I would have asked you guys is who used to wear the number 3 shirt? And who has it now? Quick quiz, guys. As you answer that, I was saying So the Manukone news, don't expect so much on it. You'll just be getting paraphrased news, regurgitation, and all that. I don't think anything regarding Manukone will be done until he's done with the World Cup. Because let's be honest, the agents, the clubs, the nation would want the player to concentrate on the World Cup. Today, they are in the next few minutes, they'll be playing in a very, very crucial match. So they don't want to distract the player. They wouldn't want to distract the player. So any Manukone news you're seeing, it will just be rumors and the same news being recycled for clicks and views. So be patient on Manukone. Eventually, we will get to know more. But for now, as long as he's in the World Cup, don't expect a lot. Yeah, now it's Mazraoui. Then it was Patrice Evra. Guys, you're sharp. You're sharp. That's good. That's good. Okay, so guys, thanks a lot. Tomorrow, see you for the midweek debate. As I said, we'll be having, let me see whether we have some comments on YouTube. Victor, is Somerville really good? Yes, he's a very, very good player. Somerville reminds me of Luis Nani. Do you guys remember Luis Nani? He used to wear the number 17 shirt, in case you're wondering. Who has the number 17 shirt right now? Come on, guys. Who has the number 17 shirt? Quick. Come on. In 30 seconds. Who's the current number 17? Yes, Philly UG Santos. Yes. I see you guys follow Man United. Yeah, so Victor Somerville is really, really good. He reminds me of Luis Nani. United have not had a winger like Nani ever since he left the club. Rashford, no. Anthony, no. Sancho, no. Even Cunha and Bumo, no. Luis Nani was, in fact, back then, I know this will be controversial, but let me just say, back then when Nani and CR7 were at the club, I used to rate Nani higher than CR7. Nani was something else. That guy was he's the sort of player who could make you stand up at the edge of your seat, you know. You remember what he did to, was it Ebue at Arsenal? That juggling the ball, and he made him look silly. So Somerville he reminds me of Luis Nani. He's that good. And he's very young. He has a lot of potential. Where is Rashford going to play? Let's see. Let's see whether he will still be at the club. But United don't want him, and Rashford doesn't want to stay at United. Yeah. So Santos is the one. Luminary was saying, yeah, Somerville was epic. So guys, thanks. We've done the 1 hour. We only have a few minutes before the France-Spain game starts. So Willie is saying France Kichwa. Basically, France will win. That's what he's saying. It's a difficult game. So let's see how it goes. So until tomorrow, guys, same time. Cheers and bye-bye.